Hello, welcome back, Steve's Corner. The politicalization of the impeachment process. That's what's happening. I know it. Everybody knows it. There ain't no doubt about it. They're looking into Uncle Joe to get back for impeaching, or yeah, I guess impeaching Trump twice. And it all started back at Clinton. You know, Nixon was the one that really deserved to be impeached. You know, he made a couple of mistakes, and they were bad. So, I mean, technically, he should have. He should have. That was the only legitimate one we've had. You know, Clinton. I mean, hey man, he screwed up. He screwed up, and you know he did. But I think it was get back for daggone Nixon. You know. And then Trump was definitely. It was all blown out of proportions for that. I mean, it turns out the two things they impeached him on weren't actually. They impeached him for nothing but bull. Let's put it that way. He didn't do anything that they said he did for the reasons they said he did them. How's that? But they wanted to ruin the man. They didn't want him to be able to get. They wanted to kick him out, and they didn't want him to be elected again. Simple as that. They didn't want him to be able to run for office again. They couldn't, you know, and because they couldn't beat him. Hey man, you can say whatever you want, but Hillary drumming up all that information about the Russian hoax. Hey man, you know the truth's come out about that. They couldn't beat him legitimately. Uncle Joe, you telling me he got more votes than any president in history? Come on, man. I mean, come on. Even if you hated Donald Trump, you know, you just can't stand him. Come on, man. I mean, really. Hey, man, the process looked squirrely. The way they set it up was intended to look squirrely. You know. Hey, man, it might have all totally been legit, but it sure looks bad. I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, chances are it's a duck. So, I mean, I mean, they try to get him out, but they couldn't do it, and they know they can't beat him. So now they're trying to get him arrested. As simple as that. It's a political indictments, is what it is. So, but now they're, you know, this here impeachment. Hey man, what Uncle Joe done was wrong. He's got a crooked family. He got a lot of people covering up for him. You know, he took a lot of steps to get that money he got from China and Ukraine. You know, he'd go to a bank account offshore or another account somewhere, and they'd say, hey man, it was for a loan, we paid him back. You know, and they got him dead to rights. They could hang him if they want to. I don't think they ought to. I think Clinton, Trump, and Biden, I think those were all political hits, is what I think. You know, they should have, what they did was wrong. Well, what Trump did, I don't know that it was wrong. They made it look awful bad. How's that? He called that guy up in Ukraine and wanted to find out about that daggone, what happened with that daggone attorney or whatever it was. Attorney General or whatever of Ukraine, you know, because Biden got him arrested. He wanted to call him up and see if it was legitimate or not. Have him investigate it. And they impeached him for that phone call. And then that January 6th riot, we all know that was a setup. They got pictures of daggone undercover agents leading it. So, I mean, come on, man. So, I mean, it was set up strictly for another reason to try to bust his butt with. And what Uncle Joe's done, hey, man, it was wrong. But it doesn't really reach the high point of high crimes and misdemeanors. No. What Clinton done wasn't either. What they claim Trump done wasn't either. He's been proven right on both of them so far. So, and what Uncle Joe's done is not right either. Maybe they ought to bust his son Hunter a couple times for some stuff, but you go back to past practice. How many people gotten away with the exact same stuff? I think they ought to just use whatever Uncle Joe's done wrong for the election process. Just keep pounding it day after day, 24/7 until November. And then whoever's going to win the presidency or the nomination from the Republican side, he'll beat him. He'll beat him legitimately and fairly, depending on what they do for the elections this time. You got to always be concerned, boy, about what they might pull. But I think it's being used totally as a political process and a means of getting rid of your competition. Same for them daggone trials Trump's under. It's a political thing. It's nothing to do with the criminality of it. They're scared to run against him. The only way they can get rid of him is to get him arrested, and that's what they're trying to do. The man's been under the gun for the past 10 years. And they're ticked off because he's whipped them every time. I don't know, man. That's well, they started that impeachment inquiry in Biden the other day, and so hey, man, I ain't doubting what he did was wrong, but I'd use it against him in an election, and I think it's a daggone election interference what they're doing to Trump now. And it's out in the open. It ain't hidden like they normally do. It's all BS. I know it. Everybody knows it, but they're going to go on along with it. And I think it's the wrong use of impeachment. Hey, man, I talked about this months ago. I think they ought to use what he did against him in the election, and just throw that impeachment out. But hey, man, I'm throwing out spitballs. I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. Y'all take care of yourselves. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk to y'all later.